looking to run some clock, or maybe throw the dagger. Hurts going deep for it all. Devontae Smith! He has got it! Touchdown! Hits one in the air, left center field. Back it goes! Harper! The swing of his life!
And on looks to Connecting. In front, they scored! Who else? That may Michkov for the overtime winner! 3-2 your final! Michkov magic in overtime!
The Knicks up by 3. 10 seconds left in game 5. Maxey fires! He's got it! Tie game! 8.1 to play!
What's up, everyone? Episode 3, the Philly Fan Cave podcast. Big show. Birds are 2-0. The Phils clinched the NL East, and it's officially hockey season, baby. Flyers training camp opens this week. I couldn't be more excited. We're going to get into all of it. Philly Fan Cave. As always, it's me, your host, Walsh. And yeah, let's get right to it. Birds 2-0. That's the most important thing right now. Again, not the best looking game. Okay, not the best looking game. We weren't expecting it to everything from game 1 to be fixed right away here. Wasn't the case, but the bottom line is they are 2-0. Okay, the Philadelphia Eagles are 2-0. We sit atop of the NFC East. We just beat the Chiefs for the 3rd time in a row. One of them being in the Super Bowl. How you doing? And it's great to be undefeated. You know, like I said, it wasn't pretty. Wasn't the best overall game that they've played. But regardless, 2-0 is 2-0. Things looked better defensively. Offense is still a little shaky. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say I'm not going to overreact yet with the offense. I said it last week, said it again this week. I'm not going to overreact with the offense just yet. It's a new offensive coordinator, a little bit of a new system. We're not seeing it click the way that we want it to, obviously, but they're winning, okay? The defense, phenomenal job this week. Obviously, a breakdown towards the end of the game, but other than that, I mean, again, okay, sure. Chiefs shorthanded, no Xavier Worthy, no Rashee Rice. Their run game stinks, but Patrick Mahomes, still Patrick Mahomes, okay? He can make anybody look good. The Eagles defense shut them down for most of that game. Yes, it was close. It was a tight battle throughout, but we got the dub. Jake the Snake Elliott. Jake Elliott's fucking back. All the way back. The 50-yard miscues that he had last year no longer exist. Doesn't matter. My guy's crushing long field goals left and right. Held us in that game. Had us on the lead. It was just beautiful. Beautiful sight to see. Jake smacking balls right down the middle between the post. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's dive in. Full breakdown of the game. Wrote about it the other day. You got my key takeaways. We'll start with the offense because that's the big topic on everyone's mind. The tush-push is a heated debate. A lot going on about that. Obviously, there was talks about trying to get it banned during the offseason. The vote didn't pass, so suck it, everyone that voted against it, because it's still here. It's still here to stay, and we're still the best goddamn team to do it. Okay? And if you want to stop it, try defending it better. And maybe you should have practiced for what to expect. Doesn't seem that hard to me. And I don't want to hear about the bullshit. Oh, it's over the center, offside, blah, blah, blah. Enough, all right? The referees don't call it. It doesn't matter, okay? And I had a realization the other day. This is what it feels like to be the top dog. We've never had this. We had, 2017, we won the Super Bowl. I feel like no one took us seriously after that, right? It was like, oh, they had a fluke run with Nick Foles, and then obviously they come in, they lose in the playoffs the next year, and everything kind of goes downhill after that. Now, though, we have the NFL and all of their other fan bases here scared shitless because they know this team is just as good on paper as they were last year, and they're winning games. They're finding ways to win, and they have this tush-push that nobody can stop. The Eagles get 1 yard from the first down marker or from a touchdown, letting Hurts right behind his offensive line, and he's getting the yard, if not more. The NFL and its fans, all the other fan bases are scared. They are so scared at what this Eagles franchise can become over these next few seasons that they're trying to do everything in their power to, knock us down a peg a little bit. So for the first time since I've been a fan of the Eagles, since I've been alive, because before that, we have never won a Super Bowl. We are the top dog, and everyone's coming at us. With the Chiefs, it was the refs. The Chiefs, there was the referees, were always in their pocket, always doing this. The Eagles, we don't have that. We don't have the referees on our side usually. We have the tush push, and everyone's scared of it. And it's working to perfection. They had a chance to ban it. It didn't work. Now they're going to try and do it again this offseason. So prepare yourselves for that. The tush push, this legitimately could be the last year of the tush push being allowed. I hope it's not the case, but after what Dean Blandino said on the broadcast about it being a tough play to officiate and he's sick of it, whatever. Shut up, Dean. We're not asking for your opinion on it, all right? You're not important enough. Regardless, it's in the league now. The Eagles are the best at it. They're not going to stop it. You can't stop it. You wish you could stop it. You can't, okay? So I don't want to hear about it anymore. Be better. Just be better defensively. That's all. And if you're a fan bitching and complaining about it, shut up. Simple as that. The tush push is ours. It's great, and it's going to keep winning us games. Now on to the rest of the offense. Now that that's off my chest. Still not thrilled with the play calling. The play calling has not been great, but I'm not going to put the full blame on that yet. Not what I want it to be, but again, I'm trying to stay patient. I'm trying to tone things back a little bit here, Be a better fan and realize that it's another new offensive coordinator, another new offensive system that Jalen Hurts is learning, and things aren't clicking the way that they should yet. And that's fine. It's a long season. Like I said, we're 2-0. That's all that matters. But when I watch some of the film, no big deal, film guy here, you see some of the play calls are working. They really are. It's just that Jalen Hurts isn't having the time that I feel like he's used to having to make the right throws and make the big plays that we're used to seeing, with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. Thankfully, this week, A.J. Brown, much more involved. No touchdown, but still more receptions, more involved in the game. Devontae Smith had the big play that set up a touchdown. Scary moment with him. Thankfully, he seems to be okay. Falling down on his back pretty hard, but regardless, he's fine. Came back in the game. Hopefully good to go this week. Haven't heard or seen anything about him not being healthy at all or anything like that, so he should be fine. We're not seeing the big plays as much as we would like to, but they will be coming. We're not seeing really Hurts's designed runs, which Kevin Patullo already came out and said those are coming. So let's try not to freak out yet, okay? Let's just remember that we're 2-0. We just beat the Dallas Cowboys, so that's a division win, and we just beat the team that we just played in the Super Bowl and beat them, the Kansas City Chiefs, who are now 0-2, which is absolutely hilarious. But get your bets in now, Chiefs to make the playoffs, because you know damn well that this team's going to get healthy. Patrick Mahomes is going to be Patrick Mahomes, and the Chiefs are going to find their way into the playoffs and are going to be a threat to make the Super Bowl once again. Other than that, with the offense, like I said, I think it's more – I'm not going to blame everything on Kevin Patullo yet. Like I said, it's still early in the season. We're winning. The plays aren't what we want them to be, but it's going to come along. It's going to come along. That's what I'm going to keep telling myself. That's what I'm going to keep telling you guys. It's going to come along. Saquon, solid game out of him. Unfortunately, we're not seeing him break off these big runs. And again, I think it kind of goes back to the offensive line. I don't think they have that same, I don't want to say pep or energy, because I think that's there. I just don't know what's going on. It just seems like they're not as strong when it comes to everything other than the tush push in front of Hurts and the running game. So I think the offensive line needs to step up a little bit. We need to give Hurts a little more time, let these plays develop, and he can maybe get some of these deeper throws. And we need to open up some more and bigger holes for Saquon Barkley, because we need to see his explosiveness and see those long touchdown runs. But again, bottom line, they're winning these games. That's all I can ask for. That's all I care about. We're 2-0. We're top of the NFC East, and things are looking up. Things are looking up. On the defensive side of things, Andrew Mbuka, I don't even know if I'm saying his last name right, but what a game by the rookie safety. I mean, he came in flying on Sunday afternoon, got his first career pick, made a couple of pass breakups, and just looked solid, was flying all over the field. Looks like another steal, another Howie draft masterclass is what he's looking like so far. Jahad Campbell played well. He was noticeable. A couple breakdowns here and there defensively. That touchdown towards the end of the game, you hate to see a deep bomb like that, but it is what it is. They recovered. They stopped the Chiefs when it mattered. Defensive line, Jalen Carter back. Wasn't as noticeable as we would have liked him to be, I think. Also a little scary, holding his wrist a lot during that game at a time, and hopefully that's nothing serious or anything to worry about there. Jordan Davis looking good. Yeah, I mean, I have no complaints. What's his name? Zadarius Campbell coming in, the guy they signed from free agency on the defensive end. He came in. He had some quality snaps, and he played some nice ball. So, again, Howie found a hole. We had a hole. Howie found an answer to it. And so far, one game in, it paid off. Hopefully it continues through the rest of the season. Trying to think what else on the defense. Adoree Jackson, not noticeably bad. I'm not going to say he was great, but not noticeably bad like he was in week 1. So no complaints there. Yeah, I mean, overall satisfied with the game. Obviously, you wanted to see a little more offensively, points-wise, and more explosive plays. But again, 2-0, all that matters. Jake Elliott, his 50-yard field goals, 50-plus yard field goals, like that's what I need to see. Eagles are finding ways to win these big games early in the season, and it's going to pay off down the line. These are the type of games that you come across now, and then at the end of the season, when you're in another tight, close game like this one was, you've already been here before. So now you're like, all right, I've been here before. I know how to handle this pressure and everything that needs to happen here. So, what do I care? This is nothing new to me. So we love to see that. But yeah, so 2-0 at the end of the day, all that matters, top the NFC East. And the NFC East looks like it's still ours for the taking. Jaden Daniels of the Washington Commanders looks like he's hurt. Not going to say injured. Looks like he has a little bit of a knee bug going on or something with that. So he is probably not starting this week. So Marcus Mariota is going to get the nod for the Commanders. I forget who they're playing. I think they're playing the Raiders. So, I mean, look, the Cowboys-Giants game, shit ton of points scored in that one. To me, that just proves that both of those teams are that bad. The fact that Russell Wilson was able to light up the Cowboys for as much as they did maybe does go back to us and be like, all right, well, how come our offense wasn't able to do that? We're much better than the Giants. We are, but that's just two shit teams playing shit football against each other. And that's what I'm going to chalk that up to. So let's not overthink that and think that, oh man, the Eagles couldn't score that many on the Cowboys. How come the Giants can? Like, are we screwed when we play No, relax. Everyone calm down. We're going to be fine. Okay. Not worried about the Giants. By the time we play them anyway, Jackson Dart's probably going to be starting. I'll be honest, I might be a little bit more worried about them then because I think Jackson Dart is going to be a stud. Nonetheless, for right now, not worried about the Giants one bit. Not worried about the Cowboys. We already got one leg up on them. When it comes to Washington, not worried about them either. All right. Yeah, Jaden Daniels is good. They got some weapons on offense, but that defense is just full of old men that should not be playing anymore. I mean, they do not scare me one bit. The Commanders don't scare me. We blew them out in the NFC Championship game for a reason, and I don't think they got any better than they were last year. So not worried about them. 2-0, atop the NFC East. That's where we stand. It's a great place to be. But we got another big game this weekend. Sunday afternoon, back at home, a rematch of the NFC divisional round, the snow game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Los Angeles Rams. Matt Stafford, Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua, all coming back into town. Birds, Rams, Sunday, 1 p.m. My original thoughts here, because I don't want to say I'm not worried about this game at all, because listen, the Rams defense is very good. The Rams defense is scary. I believe they are top 3 or top 5 in the NFL right now. I could be making that up completely, but I'm pretty sure I saw a stat. Anyway, the Rams defense scares me. The offense, not so much. Don't get me wrong. They have weapons. Kyron Williams, Notre Dame guy, how you doing? He is a great running back. The Eagles were able to stop him in the playoff game. Obviously, the snow impacting that. It should be a nicer day come Sunday. Don't think there's any snow in the forecast. That's my first weather alert here. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough game. Not going to be easy by any means. Or maybe it is. Maybe this is the week the Eagles get it together, figure out everything offensively. And next thing we know, they're putting up 45 points on the Rams. That'd be ideal. That'd be great. Don't see that happening. Think we're going to be in for a nice, tight-knit battle once again, just like we were with the Chiefs. But I'm looking forward to it. It's a game they should win, in my opinion. Listen, Matt Stafford, love the guy. He's getting too old. Their offense just doesn't look like it has that same spark that we used to see from Matt Stafford. And maybe that is because he's getting older and it's just not looking the same as I kind of was expecting it to. I think so. But I mean, obviously still dangerous, still very capable of coming in here and throwing the ball at free will everywhere and, putting up big points. Don't think that's going to happen. I think our defense is going to adjust, and I think we're going to be, like I said, it's going to be a nice tight game again. So strap in. Let's try not to freak out if it is another one-score game or another field goal game come Sunday. That's pretty much all I got on the Birds for right now. Not much else really to talk about. Tired of hearing about people trying to ban the tush push. It's here. It's here to stay for this year at least. Try again next year if you want to ban it. We're 2-0. Rams are coming to town. Let's take care of business again this Sunday, and let's go to 3-0 and have a nice undefeated start to this season once again. Next up, let's start talking about those fightins, baby. Those fighting Phillies, back-to-back NL East champs, officially clinched against the Dodgers in LA on Monday night. Trying to get my days straight here, trying to figure out what day it is. It is Wednesday. I'm recording this as always. So back-to-back NL East champs. And not only that, they've now taken 2 or 3 from the Dodgers. Now, if you watch yesterday's game, Phils won the NL East on Monday night. It was late, went to extra innings. They celebrated into the night. Kyle Schwarber admitted to being hammered. The Phils partied it up. And then guess what? Everyone was thinking, man, hangover game, hangover Tuesday. They clinched the division. That's it. Dodgers money line, Dodgers -1.5, Dodgers this, Dodgers that. No way the Phils are winning tonight. Guess what? Doubt it. Phils win game 2 in LA and are now, as of this recording, because I'm recording it before the Phillies game because it's a 10 o'clock start tonight and I got to get this out for my fans. Phil's magic number to clinch first round bye is now down to 4. So not only did we clinch the NL East, we now have the magic number down to 4 to clinch a first round bye in the playoffs starting in a few weeks. I forget who said it. I saw it, but it is great to be a Philadelphia sports fan right now. Birds are flying and the Phillies are fighting. Okay? We're hot. We're cooking. The Phillies have gone on a tear. They're beating the teams that they need to beat. Now division champs once again. So get your merchandise there. We put the Mets in the rearview mirror. They're gone. Not even a thought anymore. And yeah, I mean, they have a chance to take game 3 and maybe sweep the Dodgers here. So things are looking up, continue to look up. And yeah, it's been great to watch. It's been fun. Unfortunately, Aaron Nola, still inconsistent. And so this is why I didn't want to get my hopes too high on him after that one game where he looked phenomenal. He looked like the old Nola. He comes back out and he has another inconsistent outing. It's fine. It is what it is at this point. We now know Christopher Sanchez will be getting the start in game 1 as expected. And Topper, Rob Thompson, Phillies manager, decided to play a little coy here when it comes to the rest of the rotation. He said he's not willing to, he's going to determine his starting pitcher based on the lineup of the team that is going out against them. And he's not opposed to going with 3 left-handed pitchers to start with, which, again, this was my thought process. It should be Sanchez in game 1, Luzardo in game 2, Ranger in game 3. That should be your games 1, 2, and 3 starters right there. Sure, you can flip-flop Ranger and Luzardo if you want, but I would rather have Ranger in a game 3 when there's a possibility of closing a series out. Or let's say we win game 1, lose game 2, have Ranger out on the mound for game 3 to stop the momentum that the other team thinks they got from a game 2. So that's how I have the pitching staff lined up for the playoffs. Looking forward to seeing Christopher Sanchez pitch in some big games, unfortunately without Zach Wheeler. So Sanchez has to step up. We're going to need Nola to do something of old. We're going to need old Nola to make an appearance at some point in the playoffs. You just know it's going to need to happen. So I'm hoping he can figure it out enough to where we're not sitting here depressed because we put Aaron Nola out there and he let up 7 runs in the first inning or something like that. I want to see Nola come into the playoffs, finish the season with a nice couple outings, and then come in with refreshed for the playoffs and have some key spots where we need him to come in and shut the door or whatever the case may be. Can't forget about Walker Buehler either. He has the postseason experience. I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to contribute to this rotation come playoff time. We're not talking about it enough, and I said it, I think, on the first episode, and I probably actually said it on the last one too, because every time I talk about the Phillies now, it's impossible not to talk about them without bringing up Harrison Bader. Harrison Bader has been one of the best trade deadline acquisitions possibly of all time for the Phillies. I mean, he has been absolutely amazing since he's come in here. He's now hitting in the leadoff spot with Trey Turner out, and he's come into that role, and he's just embraced it. And this lineup has looked good. They're winning the games without having one of their best players in the lineup. You can't ask for anything more than what Harrison Bader has been able to do since he got here. He seems like a great vibes guy. His fielding, again, not talking about that enough, he gets a great first read on the ball off the bat. And I have so much confidence in him fielding a fly ball. Like, even if it's a tough one, I'm like, all right, it's going left center field. Bader's making that play. So I can't talk enough about him. He's the reason the Phillies have been playing as well as they have been. And he's the reason you just know he's the type of guy, he's going to have a huge hit in one of these next playoff series. I just feel it. You feel it coming, whether it's a home run, late in a ball game to take a lead or whatever. Harrison Bader is going to be a key reason if the Phillies are going to make a World Series run. He's already playing very well. Hopefully he continues it. I'm looking forward to what he can do come the playoffs. And man, just get me to Red October. Now that we've clinched, we're going to have the first round bye, hopefully by the end of the weekend. By the next episode this comes out, the Phillies will have clinched the first round bye. That's my bold prediction. I don't think it's that bold, but I'm putting it out there now. And just get me to Red October. I need it. I need to see the bank all in red, rally towels waving, Johan Duran's entrance when that comes. Oh my God, just get me to Red October. Get me to Red October now. I've had enough of regular season baseball. Get me to the playoffs. Phil's NL East champs, back-to-back years. Red October, here we come again. All right, we talked about the Birds. We talked about the Phils. But now we get into the topic that I always want to talk about. The Philadelphia Flyers are back. We are officially back. It is officially hockey season. I think that is specifically why I woke up in a good mood today. I think it was just internally. I knew that training camp was starting tomorrow officially and that we are so much closer to hockey season. So I was genuinely in just a very good mood today. And, oh, baby, I cannot wait. First preseason game on Sunday. I'm fired up. This is the most fired up I've been for a Flyer season in the last couple, because even coming into last year, it was kind of just like, all right, we're not going to be great. We should be a playoff team, possibly. I don't really know. And last year went the way that it did. Disappointing. We saw a little growth. The highlight of last season was Matvei Mishkov. We got him over. That was the most exciting thing. But for the first time in a long time, I am ready to go. I'm ready for the Flyers. Give me October 13th, first game of the season. I'm ready. I'm excited about this team and the potential that they have. I'm not going to make any crazy predictions. Flyers are definitely making the playoffs. I'm not going to make any crazy predictions here. But this team, they have a lot of potential. All right. We saw it last year. Everything needs to go right, first and foremost, obviously. But we got a new head coach, Rick Tocchet. Oh, he's a former Flyer. They keep you in the form. Shut up. Okay. Rick Tockett's a great coach. There's not many great coaches out there. We went the other way. Okay. We did it. We went out and we stopped hiring former Flyers, right? Last time, John Tortorella. Didn't work out. Okay. You know what? Let's bring in a guy like Keith Jones and Danny Briere that genuinely care about this organization and want to win for this city. An outside guy doesn't want to do that. They don't have any ties to Philadelphia. Chuck Fletcher. Sorry, he who should not be named on this podcast. That's the one and only slip up I will ever have of that. He who should not be named. No ties, no connection to Philadelphia. And look at the shit job that he did. Okay? Not talking about him anymore. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. Regardless, I'm excited for the Flyer season. Rick Tocchet is going to bring in new energy to this locker room. Another year of Travis Konechny. More importantly, another year of Matvei Mishkov. Okay? We saw what he did in his rookie year. Phenomenal. Should have been the Calder winner for Rookie of the Year. Snubbed. Probably because he's Russian, which is bullshit. He was better than Celebrini. He was better than Hudson. He was better than all the other rookies. And he didn't win the Rookie of the Year. Absolute bullshit, in my opinion. Another year of him. He's been in North America longer now. He's understanding. He knows what Rick Tocchet wants out of him. We're getting Tyson Forster, who we thought he might not be in the lineup to start the season. He might miss a couple months. Doesn't look like it. Looks like Tyson's going to be ready to go, which is great news. Hopefully he takes another step forward. It's just, I'm so excited. Still worried about the defense and goaltending. Still worried about it. The defense, they didn't really get stronger, which, I mean, hey, it is what it is. They're going to have to make some moves defensively, but I'm excited for Flyers hockey. I didn't even talk about Trevor Zegras. He's going to add a completely new element to this lineup. If he figures out how to play hockey again and go back to the level he was a few years ago, an absolute fleece of a trade by Danny B. It's just the young players coming up. There's a possibility that Lukchenko makes the team again. Another guy that's been making waves already from rookie camp and the rookie game, Nikita Gerbenkin. We acquired him with the deal for Scott Lawton from Toronto last year. He looks like he's finding his own, and he's also just a character. Go watch a couple of his interviews. Seems like a good vibes guy to have in the locker room. Keep the boys loose. I mean, speaking of the goaltending, mentioned it earlier, but they figured out a little bit here. Sunday morning, Danny Briere made the trade of Ivan Fedotov to the Columbus Blue Jackets for a 6th-round pick. It is what it is. Fedotov had a lot of high hopes for him a couple years back when he played in the Olympics. He looked really good. Flyers had him. Everything looked like, oh, hey, Flyers might have another goaltender here that looks like he could be a steal. Had an issue with his military service over there. Had to take pretty much a year off from playing. Finally got all that figured out. Came back, finally came over to North America, and he just never figured it out. And it's not on him. I don't blame him at all. I think it's the way his situation was handled between the logjam of goaltenders that we had. Tortorella last season just, I think he was trying to save his job more than anything and try to do, put on a better face. And unfortunately, his handling of the goaltending situation between Fedotov, Kolosov, and Urson just screwed everybody up. So Flyers shipped him out, got a 6th-round pick, but most importantly, they cleared a little over $3 million in cap space. That is important. If you read the blog, thank you. If not, go check it out. Talk more about it there as to why that is such a big deal. I'm not going to explain it because I want you guys to read shit. Okay, reading's good for the soul. So go read the blog and find out why Danny Briere clearing that cap space is a part of a whole bigger picture type thing. Now, in the short-term picture, the reason for that is because the Flyers don't want to start the season having to use the long-term IR. They're trying to not have to use that. They will if they need to, but they want to be in a position where they don't have to. So that makes that happen. And yeah, we have training camp officially opening up Thursday, first preseason game on Sunday. And man, I'm excited. This team's going to break my heart inevitably. I just know it. And I'm probably going to be super frustrated by October 14th. But it is what it is. I love the Flyers more than life itself. And one of these days, I will be rewarded with the Stanley Cup, whether it's now when I'm 30 or when I'm 97 years old fighting on my deathbed because I can't die until I see one. Regardless, hockey season is here. It is upon us. There's going to be much more hockey talk as we get further and further along here. So if you don't like hockey, I'm sorry, but that's what this podcast is going to be about most of the time. Fair warning. Still going to talk Birds. Still going to talk Phils. We'll talk Sixers. Okay? But it's going to be a lot of Flyers talk. Speaking of the Sixers, I haven't really seen anything still. I mean, I've been seeing really no news, which I feel like that's good, but I don't know when it comes to them. Again, put out a blog about it because the Sixers posted it, and this I will talk about because it's short, sweet, to the point. Embiid looks slim. Joel Embiid looks slim. I don't think there was any Photoshops going on, and some people say, oh, maybe that's not good. He's a big guy. We don't want to have him too skinny. Looks like he's going to break. I just need him to be in shape, okay? I need him to look like he's in shape. He looks like he's in shape. But I'm not falling for it yet, okay? Not falling for it yet. The Sixers do this. They put all these hype things out, videos, pictures. Oh, wow, boy's looking good. He's teaching up VJ Edgecombe. Looks like Embiid might be full go. Blah, blah, blah. I've seen it. Seen it too many times. I'm not falling for it yet. Not falling for it yet. Not falling for it yet. I mean, I'm not falling for it at all yet. Not falling for it yet. Regardless, that's really all I've seen about the Sixers. Haven't heard a word about PG, and really just haven't heard any news other than the black uniforms, the old logo coming back. So that'll be kind of cool. A couple games we'll get to see that. But yeah, not really much else on the Sixers front from my standpoint. If anyone again out there wants to talk more Sixers and wants to bring it up, let me know. I'll have you on the show. I don't care. I'm not buying into the fake hype yet. And hopefully they, change my mind. Hopefully they change my mind here as training camp starts getting more underway. All right, now to kind of what I don't want to talk about, because this weekend, Saturday, absolutely miserable for me. Notre Dame loses by 1. I wasn't going to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, so I'm just going to touch on it briefly, okay? Notre Dame loses by 1 point. Mainly because of a fumbled snap that would have for the extra point. And they're 0-2. Notre Dame's 0-2. We are a long shot. I think I saw it 6% to make the college football playoff at this point. And yes, people are going to say, oh, it comes back to Notre Dame. They should beat a conference. Shut up, all right? They're independent for a reason. And they were in a worse spot last year with the NIU loss. That was a way worse loss than these two losses right now of a combined 4 points. They've lost by a combined 4 points in these two games to two teams that very well could be in the playoff. Miami, who looks great. And we just saw what A&M can do. Both of those teams have a legitimate chance at making the playoff and being a top 12 team in the country come the end of the year. And Notre Dame lost to both of them. Yes, granted, 2 losses, but they lost to both of them by a combined 4 points. 3 to Miami and 1 to A&M. Notre Dame runs the table. Who's to say they don't get in? But we're going to need some of these teams that we're playing to be better than we were expecting them to be. The main one for me, I think, is USC. We need USC to stay ranked until we play them. If USC stays ranked and we can get a ranked win under our belt, that'll be big. And I think that could actually determine whether or not at the end of the year, if these two losses by a combined 4 points end up getting them in the playoff. But yeah, absolutely miserable day watching that for me. Just so heartbreaking to see it, to everything that game was. The offense looked great. CJ Carr still a couple miscues here and there, but you put up 40 points, you should win the game. The defense, man, you got to fire Chris Ash at this point. I've had enough. 2 games. I bring Al Golden, come home, please. I need you back because this defense should be way better than what it is. I know they lost a lot of people, but regardless, it should be way better than what it has been. And it's frustrating. And we're 0-2, and our college football playoff hopes returning to a national championship. My prediction from the beginning of the year, not looking great at the moment. So yeah, it was a rough Saturday night for me. On top of all the bets that I lost, like it was just miserable. But nonetheless, Notre Dame plays Purdue this weekend at 3:30. Hopefully we can get back on track here and get a win, and we'll see what happens. Other than that, college football related, LSU took down Florida. Miami knocked off South Florida. Georgia, that was a great game. Georgia, Tennessee, great game. Georgia winning that one in overtime. Big upset was Vanderbilt knocking off South Carolina. Clemson losing to Georgia Tech. And yeah, I mean, other than that, not too many crazy things happening this past weekend. This weekend coming up, though, a couple big matchups. Like I said, Notre Dame, Purdue. We got Texas Tech and Utah. And then Auburn and Oklahoma. Then we have Florida and Miami and Illinois versus Indiana. So a couple big games this weekend. So if you're not doing anything, college football all day. You have my permission once again. So another big weekend of college football coming up. I'll go through the NFL again real quick. I'll go back to, kind of how I broke it down last week. I'm not going to go through all of them just because, again, it's in the block, okay? Read, people. Reading is still good. It's not that hard. Listen, I'm not a huge reader, but I make my stuff easy to read. Most of it's pretty quick. You just browse through it real quick. But I'll give you a little bit of my thoughts on some of the teams in the NFL. The Packers, that Thursday night game, the Packers are legit. They are the biggest threat to the Eagles in the NFC right now. Defense, especially with Micah Parsons, looks even better. Talked about the Commanders a little bit earlier. Bengals, Joey Burrow, another injury. Like, can we get my guy an offensive line? Jesus, man. Turf toe, that'll sneak up on you. It gets you. So Joey Burrow out for probably the rest of the season. They're hoping he might be able to come back, but doesn't look good. Talked about the Giants and Cowboys, the Dolphins. Still the Dolphins. They lost to the Patriots. Mike McDaniel's going to get fired. Speaking of the Patriots, like I said, they beat the Dolphins thanks to a kick return. Walsh's winner from last week, so hopefully you won some money on that. Let's see. What else do we have? The Bills, best team in the AFC, hands down, although the Ravens tried to bounce back, and they did. Pretty mean that they bullied the Browns the way that they did, but Cleveland Browns are still the Cleveland Browns. And, yeah, I mean, we talked about the Chiefs, obviously, and the Monday night games. We had 2. Kind of interesting. We had the Falcons, the Sunday night game. We had the Falcons and Vikings, which was just boring. The Monday night games, though, obviously we had Baker leading the game-winning drive at the end of the game. That was exciting. Bucks still look good. The Texans, got to feel bad for them. 0-2 to start the year. CJ Stroud, tough look. Also tough look for me because I have my fantasy team. The second game, Raiders and Chargers. Chargers survived that one. Offense didn't look as good as I think it should have, but yeah. So NFL Week 2 wrapped up, and now let's get to Walsh's winners. Walsh's winners for the weekend. It's going to be light. I'm going to be honest. It's going to be a light week for me. when it comes to Walsh's winners. I'll have the full blog out by the time you're listening to this. But I will also be in AC this weekend. So I'm going to be focused on gambling otherwise. Nonetheless, I'll give you a couple winners. The Big Lewalski. Again, I was trying to not talk about it. So I'm not going to. I'm not going to talk about it. Why? Because there's going to be a video out by the time you listen to this anyway as an update to the Big Lewalski. But there may or may not be a play on the Big Lewalski this weekend. Pay attention to my socials and you'll find out. Simple as that. You got to follow. You got to follow. Follow, like, subscribe, comment, post, share. Tell everyone, okay? This is where you get all your stuff. But yeah, so Walsh's winners, let's get into it here. Let's take a look. What do we got? All right, couple of Walsh's winners here. Let's see. Looking at all the odds now. Again, I look at these. It's Wednesday night, so by the time you hear this, the odds, the lines may have changed a little bit. But we're starting off hot. Okay, we hit an underdog one last week, taking another underdog this week. You're going to have to hear me out on it. It's a heavy one. Plus 176. We're taking the Tennessee Titans and Cam Ward to get their first win of the year against Indiana Jones and the Indianapolis Colts. Titans, money line, plus 176 over the Indianapolis Colts, Sunday at 1 o'clock. That's our first Walsh's winner. And again, this will all be in blog form, so you will see it come out there. Also, going to take the Cincinnati Bengals without Joe Burrow, plus 3. Bengals plus 3 against the Vikings, minus 110. So there's your second Walsh's winner. Our third Walsh's winner is going to take us to another underdog. Now, this is, listen. I know Walsh's winners hasn't been great when it comes to the spreads and the over-unders and all that. So we're taking a chance this week, okay? We're going underdog heavy. We're taking the Texans. The Texans plus 124 against the Jaguars because why not? CJ Stroud's good enough. I think the Texans are good enough. It's a division game. It's going to be close. So give me the Texans money line plus 124 against the Jags for your third Walsh's winner. And for your fourth Walsh's winner, we go to the Sunday afternoon game, the Cowboys and the Bears. We're never taking the Cowboys. So Bears money line minus 108. Again, I think the Bears are a better team. I could be wrong. And maybe Big Cat from Barstool's right. The Bears absolutely suck. And I'm going to be pissed off that I take this. But Bears minus 108 against the Cowboys at home as your fourth Walsh's winner. And just for fun, we're going to go another Walsh's winner for Sunday night game. Chiefs minus 5.5 against the Giants. Chiefs minus 5.5 against the New York Giants. Those are your NFL Walsh's winners for week 2. And again, keep your eye out on the blog because there will be a post for that. Do I want to give some college picks? Do I want to? Of course I do. Of course I do. This is going to be very light. The college slate is going to be very light because I got my ass kicked last weekend. Got my ass kicked in college football last weekend. So this week, going to be light. Major play. If you're watching this, I just gave a smile because I haven't posted the video or anything yet. This is the Big Lewalski. The Big Lewalski is coming to you Saturday afternoon at noon. Syracuse plus 17.5 against Clemson. Syracuse plus 17.5 for the Big Lewalski on Saturday at noon. If it doesn't hit, I don't know. I got no more words. I've been trying here, doing my best, but I trust Syracuse plus 17.5. Why? 2 reasons. Clemson, not as good as we thought they were going to be. We've seen that the last couple weeks. 2, Syracuse, Steve Angeli, former Notre Dame guy, leads the NCAA in passing. Like, he's having a great year offensively. He's looked great. And I think Syracuse is going to be able to score with Clemson, if not on Clemson, because I don't know if Clemson's going to be – their offense hasn't looked great. Their defense, not great. And I think Syracuse is going to be able to score and either keep up with them or score on top of them and just take the lead. So Syracuse plus 17.5, the Big Lewalski for Saturday at noon. And we'll take a couple other picks here. I'll give you 2 more. We're going to take the over in the Oregon State-Oregon game. It's 56.5. Oregon State over 56.5 minus 105. And I'll give you one more Walsh's winner for college football on Saturday. We're going to go to the 7:30 game. We are going to take Florida plus 7.5 at Miami. Florida plus 7.5 at Miami, minus 115. Those are your NFL and college Walsh's winners for the weekend. And that's going to do it. That's going to wrap up the episode. Episode 3 in the books. If you listened, you watched, thank you for the support. Appreciate it. As always, make sure you're following on Twitter, X, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all of it. Just follow everywhere. This will be out. Again, every Wednesday is when I record, so usually every Thursday is when it comes out. Appreciate any of the support. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, whatever, let me know. And let's have ourselves a weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Go Birds, go Phils. Let's go Flyers. Walsh out.